is good, everybody? Welcome to the Miss Best Reviews channel. I am here with my fabulous co-host James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel.
Hey,
Hello,
hey,
Sunshine. Thank you for
hello.
being here. James is working nights. That means at nighttime he got to work. So we do appreciate him being there, and I hope that everybody shows him love, especially those who know what graveyard comes with. Yes, I put you on the spot, but it's all
Thank
in.
you very much.
We are here, y'all, to go over Love and Hip Hop Miami. If you cannot tell from the little photo, this episode was season 6, episode 5, titled Breaking Point. It doesn't feel like this show's been on TV for 6 seasons. It feels like it's been longer, but what can
It
we
looks
do?
like it has been longer because Lord Jesus, this shit is so crazy.
Love and Hip Hop Miami did what Love and Marriage Huntsville does, though, like around the 3rd or 4th season. I know, especially during COVID, they kind of called 2 seasons one, so that could be why, but we are going to get into the mess that was this episode. And I'm just letting everybody know we go give our opinions. You guys feel free to give your opinions as well. Let me get the banner going across the screen so that anybody coming across this video understands that everything's discussed are based on myself and James's opinions. We can't say that everything is fact. We can't say if it's fiction, but we're just here for entertainment purposes and have fun. So let us keep that positive energy, beautiful people. But I am going to read some of these people for spills, specifically Florence, Shay, Amada. They will be read, and Trina.
Absolutely.
Let's get into it, y'all. So we start the episode seeing Brooke Valentine. That girl can sing. And it's a shame that her first single was Girl Fight, and you didn't get much from her vocally. But that girl can
Yeah.
sing.
It's also a shame that she wasn't able to overcast that single ever in her career because it's it's kind of like Olivia. It's kind of like it's a waste of, not a waste, but it's a talent you want to see more of, but there's not a market for it, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. She has brains, she has beauty, she is messy enough to be in the limelight, and she has raw talent. I actually appreciate Brooke, and I love that no matter where she's at on Love and Hip Hop, from her start on Hollywood, she's always shown herself making music, and that's what this is supposed to be about. So I respect that. And the music did sound good. Marcus and her, Dr. Marcus Black, who was not an actual doctor, because I can't do that to the people who worked for it, but they're making a song together. It sounds pretty positive. I like them together now, and I'm happy that they were able to make it through a rough storm. However, I do feel obligated to state people don't always end up in that situation when they deal with as much cheating as she had to deal with from him. That's a lot, but I'm happy to see like that it worked out for these two. Now, Amara comes by while they're practicing a song and all of this good stuff, and this is where we learn when she's talking to Amara that Brooke gave Shay, Bucky from Flavor Love, for those who's wondering, her dude's number, Marcus, her husband's phone number, because this is what he does. He tries to counsel couples and other men who still need to grow the hell up. Let's just call it what it is. So he tries to spread that, which I think is a wonderful thing. But I also think Marcus has to understand everybody comes into changing for the better or for the worse in their own time. There's nothing that he can do, a therapist can do. There's nothing that anybody can do to make someone change. They have to want that for themselves. And for whatever reason, Brooke believes that Marcus can help Shay and Fabian. Nobody can help those two because it's not a real relationship, in my opinion. It never was. Shay is mad at nothing, but we'll get to that later. All I'm going to say is good luck to Marcus. May the force be with you, brother. That's what I have to say. Ain't nobody about to.
I feel like to me, I wouldn't take their relationship serious even if it wasn't on TV. So I feel like, why waste your energy? Why waste your breath? We know Shay is not leaving that man, and we know that he gonna ride this out to as long as she's on Love and Hip Hop Miami. So, because to me at this point, he wants to be seen.
Yep. I feel like Shay does too. And we'll get into that more because we are going to talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
Amara decides to tell Flo about basically down low on what's going on with her hanging out with Marlon. Or Amara tells, who the hell is she talking to? Amara tells Brooke about hanging out with Flo's husband because they're not divorced yet, which I still think is weird. And Amara tries to make it seem like, well, she started it. Amara, if you were married and you had a beef with a woman, would you be okay if your husband just start hanging out with that woman and then that woman says, oh, you started it? See, what Amara does not realize is she likes to profess that she's okay with love and likes to act like she's innocent. Amara, we know that you're not innocent no more. We knew you wasn't innocent when we found out that the fro was a fake. Okay. We knew certain things about you at that time. Amara, karma's going to come back and bite you in the ass. And I need everybody to realize that no matter what your sexual orientation is, who you date, whether you married, single, separated, everything that you do, I personally am a firm believer in karma. What you put out into the world, you get back times 10 times more. So if you had babies with a man who's married in another country, and if you are now talking and entertaining a woman's husband because you mad at her, that's going to come back to you whenever the hell you find somebody who's going to marry your ass. Just saying. And the more that she does on camera, the less good continues, because a real, true, good man ain't going to want to deal with all of that drama. You was dating people's exes, baby daddies, cousins, friends, all of that. I don't trust Amara. I know she tries to make it seem like Marlon's her friend, but it's so disrespectful to Flo's marriage as a whole. And whether the marriage is ending and all of that, you don't use someone's spouse as a weapon against them. So to me, there's no excuse. And I think that Amara is slow. And this was like the thing, like I already lost most of the respect that I could have for her. Now it's all gone. Because girl, why are you hanging out with this woman's man? So how did you feel about that?
It's not only why are you hanging out with this woman's man, why are you making it a mission to get back at her by using her man? It's like people like, and then you want to cry victim when people come at you. That's what I don't like about her. It's the fact that you strategically and sneakily go over there and try to, get at people by using whatever you have because you know this man is attracted to you. So you using that as a fence, and then you gonna throw it in her face in the worst possible way ever. It's like whatever you get from Flo, even though I don't like Flo, you deserve it. So if Flo pop you in your lip, you deserve it because you shouldn't be messing around with her husband. And
Yep.
that's not it. Like, and y'all know y'all gonna be like, well, James, all she did was just call him when she was stranded. That wasn't nothing wrong with that damn car. Come on now, y'all. That's a brand new Escalade.
Amara's given a lot of fake scenes that
Right.
feel
She got OnStar.
scripted.
She just pressed a little button and they come and get her. Y'all stop playing with me with this. Because someone said that on Instagram, like they didn't see the big deal about him giving her a jump when she was stranded. I'm like, if that wasn't a brand new
That
catalog, that was
someone was probably single or in a similar situation.
right.
Because that
And,
don't even make sense.
and then first off, she didn't even leave the scene to go to the emergency room when her babies was in the emergency room. So come on, y'all need to stop. Amara is
Why are you
playing.
standing on the side of the road talking about the baby that's in the hospital? If my child is in the hospital, hell, if someone calls me and it's like James is in the hospital, we don't know what happened, I'm dropping everything I got to drop. If the car break down, call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a Waymo. There's options. Get on the bus if you got to. But
Yeah.
I don't know very many parents that are going to sit and wait and be in that situation. And we know that girl got roadside anyway, so stop it.
Yeah, she playing. So this is no different from that. Like she's playing with Flo, and it's on
Mhm.
TV. Flo is going to see this. Like she's playing, and that's why I said whatever she get from Flo or anybody else, that's gonna be her karma because you shouldn't be messing around with that lady's husband. Like, and you shouldn't be calling. He shouldn't be your first call
And
for anything.
Marlon, I want to make this very clear. Marlon is also wrong. I wish the hell my husband would tell me, oh, yeah, your friend called me. I went to pick her up on the side of the road and helped her. Like, huh? And you not like, that's just weird. That's just weird. I think that there
No,
are
Marlon.
boundaries
We
that
all
need
know
to be
Marlon
put
is
in
wrong.
place.
Marlon slept with Gael. So what loyalty what do we expect from him?
But I'm just saying, I'm not going to roast one and not come for the other. They're both
Well,
trash and they kind of all belong together, in my opinion. They could be just one big
Well,
mess.
I feel like I have to fault the person who doesn't send the person straight to voicemail.
Hmm.
That's how I look at it.
I think that with being married, I think my opinion is going to be different on that. The man is equally responsible, especially if he's actively trying to win her back. He should not have came running without telling Flo. Now, if he had told Flo, even if Flo didn't answer the phone, fine. But the man ain't trying to call Flo. He ain't trying to do nothing.
No, the
And
problem
that's
with
the
him is
difference
that we know he
between.
cheat. No, I'm not excusing Marlon's behavior, but we expect this out of him. We expect
Yes.
this out of him. And the problem that I have with Amara is that she's constantly doing this. And we all know Marlon's going to do this. This is, like I said, this is out of character for her in the sense where it's a cast member's husband. And then before that, she did that with someone else's man. It's like, okay, we need you to stop doing
Amara
this.
probably the type of chick that be sleeping with other people's men on the low and then trying to play innocent. I
Mhm.
like, and I think it's unfortunate because that producer from season one, while he was wrong to say that she needs to have hair like Beyonce in order to be famous, which is
Mhm.
not true because we've had lots of people famous with natural hair. He kind of got roasted harder than he needed to be in season one because turned out he was right. The shit is a wig. She is fake, and she tries to put herself off as
No, it
somebody
no,
she
it
really
was I
is.
think more so because I remember that, but I think we were roasting him more so because it was you were trying to demean and natural, even though she wasn't natural. But I think he got his just due because you just can't come out your mouth and say stuff like that. Like
You
you need
can't, you can't.
yeah.
That's why I just said that. However, the part that he didn't deserve, him and that what was her name, Veronica Vega, the weird one, the
I
girl
don't
who was
remember.
super
That's the thing. I don't remember anybody that was on that first season.
I remember them, and they both did say at the first reunion ever for Love and Hip Hop Miami, like Amara puts on the facade. The problem is nobody can receive their message because you came for African American women and natural hair, and that's
Mhm.
why we don't see them no more. And apparently, she ran Polo to Don broke, who's an established producer. So we go keep it moving. The next thing we see is Trick Daddy. I just can't look at them. But we see Trick Daddy cooking for these Hollywood twins. Please stop trying to make these young girls with old lady faces, even with makeup, a thing. I'm sorry. They wear so much makeup, it don't help. I just don't want to see that. They're sweet girls, but I don't respect artists that want to get into the industry with zero talent. If you want to be a singer, I need to hear you carry a tune a cappella. If you want to be a rapper, I need to know that you can freestyle. You don't have to like it, but I need to see you do something or at least see you write your own shit. If you want to be an artist, the next Van Gogh, I need to see you pick up that paintbrush and stroke the paper yourself. I don't want to see people with zero talent using a shortcut to get ahead when there are people with talent out there. Trick could probably be putting his energy into other artists. That's just my opinion. But these twins live with him, and his son lives with him as well. And Trick's just cooking breakfast for everybody, frying stuff like he's not supposed to. He fried the sausage, he fried the egg. Trick, you didn't have to eat that plate. They're young, they can eat that. Trick, you should have boiled your egg. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say, Trick. Because he don't want food is not so important when it impacts your quality of life. Do better, Trick Daddy. Come on, Mucinex Monster. We want you to still scare us. Now, Derek, I guess Derek Milano, which is Black China's boo and a very well known producer, he went to the studio in a previous episode with these twins, and he was not impressed because they're Asia and Deja. Just their mama could have done better in naming them. Also, I'm sorry, I'm just saying, but we got to stop Black people naming our kids after countries and cars. Just stop, just please. But Asia and Deja, one of them in the studio was talking about Trick's son because one of them's talking to him. I think it's Deja because I can't tell these girls apart. But one of the twins has sense and it's like, we should not be, essentially shitting where we eat. Like, this our play cousin. We grew up with this man. We live with him. It's messy. And I agree. And the other one wants to flirt and talk to Trick's son. And Trick's son don't seem too interested in that girl either. But it seemed like she's the type to just latch on to whoever she's talking to. But I'm not going to waste time on it. I don't care. This is not like brewing drama. I don't care. I want to see, I'd rather see Trick's son like figuring out his rap career, figuring out a way to do that while also figuring out a way to utilize his degree. Like, I don't care for these Hollywood twins. I don't have anything against them, but why are they here? We barely tolerate Trick. Why are they here? If
Where,
anyone feels differently, please let me know because I'm too
yeah, I
old and
was
blue to
saying
get into
in
two
like
different opinions.
yeah, like where's the music?
Like,
Where's
they're not doing anything. Every
yeah,
time they get
where's
in the
the
studio,
music?
all
Like
they've done is talk.
right. I want to hear the music. I mean, I don't really want to hear the music if it's anything like it was their first season. But I want to see how they evolved since their first season. I want to see if they're really serious about this music game. All I hear is a whole bunch of mouth and hollering, and I'm just like, well, what else is there to offer? Like y'all are coming on here talking about this music career, and all we're seeing, like, y'all can say what y'all want, but when um Sukiana, Chameleon, and Hood Brat were the Powerpuff Girls on this show, we at least got to see their talent, and we got to see them rapping and music and all. We got to see them like almost go on a whole tour on this show.
And they are
So
all doing well because
yes,
even
and
off of the show, they all grinded,
well, I
hustled.
knew Chameleon before she was on Love and Hip Hop, so I knew she was going to succeed. Um, Sugiana, obviously, we know she on everything. The only one I don't know is the Hood Brat girl. I don't know if she's
Cooper has
still
features and stuff with
okay. Oh, yeah, I don't know her.
other
That's the only person I
female
didn't
rappers. She's the one that can actually, in my opinion, of all the three, Hood Brat's the one that could really, really rap.
know. Oh,
Uh,
okay.
but she doesn't have as much as the aesthetic that is necessary. But they all did great things. They all were serious about it. In every episode, we saw them talking about music,
Hmm.
doing something with music, or showing us music. Hot Topic also came to Trick's house. Hot Topic, you getting on my nerves.
Very
Why
much so.
are you running around talking to everybody but Trina about your issues with Trina? If you feel a way about Trina, go talk to Trina. And that's sometimes is how you find out if somebody's really your friend or not. Like just go straight to the source. I'm not gonna waste too much time on Hot Topic. But Trina decided she gonna have a wedding celebration, and Hot Topic is like, I got invited through Trek. Not well. Don't talk about people. Maybe you'll be invited. Just it's simple. Hot Topic is not a hot topic. Hot Topic seems to be bored, and we're gonna come back to that. Now, next thing we see is Zoe. Zoe, we don't want your sister. We don't want Bianca. This bitch came on TV lying about pregnancy. That to me, as a woman, is a very serious thing. As a woman that works in mental health and social work, that is a concern professionally. Like
My
if I
thing is,
heard
if
that, I'd
you
be like, we need to 5150 her. Because something like, what's going on? Or
right, my
just
thing is, if you're not
something.
on this TV show to whoop her ass for what she did, I don't want to see her.
There's no excuse. Like, in my opinion, Zoe's trying to make it seem like, oh, after my sister's cry for help, your sister lied on a man. And regardless of how shitty Fabo is, no one deserves to be played with when it comes to children coming into the world. Not the paternity, not the child existing, not the pregnancy being real or fake. That's something that you don't play with. You're bringing a life into the world. It's serious. And that's how you know that girl is a dingbat. Now, in my opinion, Zoe's sister just want to be on TV, and I don't want to see her no more because Zoe got other sisters. Is this the same sister that was ignoring you in your first season, Zoe? Because the mom and everybody want to be on their side, and they want to. Everybody had to be in school and was looking down on Zoe for what she was choosing to do. Is this the sister that just had her back turned on you? I don't care if that is family or not. You turn your back on me once, that's it. Well, that's how I am, but I don't care for her sister. Zoe's having a spa day, bridal shower. I was so confused on what was happening. And I was watching this at work with a coworker. Don't worry, y'all. We got some work done also. But we were both trying to figure out like, is this a bridal shower? Is it just where she's trying on this? Because they called it a spa day, a bridal shower, and some other stuff. I was confused. Now, while Zoe is trying on wedding dresses, her sister Bianca is trying to talk to people about bringing Fabo to the wedding. You're not going to make fetch happen, bitch. And I'm not talking about you until you get them collagen things under your eyes and you stop looking so tired. I'm not doing it. It's got to be tired being that messy. Now, I am a firm believer that you should pick your wedding date first and maybe then go dress shopping. I just am a firm believer in that. I'm looking at Zoe like, you're clearly in this dress for the show, but that's fine. But she also pissed me off because it's like, this is why marriages don't work. It's not the new generation, it's y'all. Why are you saying yes to marry somebody who you say that you're still on the rocks with and you guys are still in the process of separating? You're supposed to be coming together if you're getting married, Zoe. So I don't take Zoe seriously at all. But her friend and backup dancer, some girl named Kiki, says that she does not think that Kelvin is the one for Zoe. And I don't think so either, personally.
Me either.
Um, I just don't. I don't personally. I don't. I feel like Zoe would do better with girls than boys. That's just how I feel.
Um,
And I don't know, but this is where Kiki also mentions that Zoe is bisexual and might be sleeping around on Kelvin with a woman. Why? But
Um,
before I get to that, this lady is talking about Zoe in front of Zoe's blood sister. Zoe was just willing to fight Shay on behalf of her blood sister who lied. Is still backing her sister. And her sister just sat quiet while somebody talked about it. My sister would never. And my sister is bougie as hell, y'all. Bougie as hell. But she would be like, I'd appreciate it if we reserved this conversation until Amina came around. Like, I could see her saying something like that. But as a sibling, I'm not going to let nobody talk about my sibling, especially not while I'm right here. So that was weird. But what you feel about the things that came about from the stupid ass dress bridal showing
as
thing?
you said, it was the theme for the show. It was the
Mm,
theme for the show. I don't really, and she's not serious about this man. So it's like, what was the point of this? Like, y'all just needed something to see. And first of all, the dress was ugly. We gonna put it
mm-hmm.
like that. And
Yep.
then also, it just seems like even if she were to actually go forward with it, she's not marrying him for the right reasons.
No.
So it's like, well, what are you doing then? That's the whole bisexual thing. Yeah, I see it, but at the same time, I could see her with either or. I really can. I could see her with a man as much as I could see her with a woman. I could see her with both. But the problem that I have with her is I don't think she's ready. I just don't. I think she is trying to do things out of the convenience of timing that it's happening. And sometimes when you do that versus really being ready for those things, you're going to end up sabotaging yourself in the worst possible way. So my
Mm,
advice to her would be is to just be real. I mean, a show is a show. If you show your authentic self, you ain't got to worry about what everything else looks like. That's all I'm gonna say. And
yeah,
then for that sister, ma'am, seek help.
that's
Better
all I
help.
can really say. There's
Better
good
help.
goals.
You know, go to one of those open counseling sessions in the school gymnasiums where they sit in a circle. Go ahead and go to one of those, please, because you need serious help. Like, this is not even funny. Like, I know you're trying to come on TV and be funny, but this isn't funny. This is ridiculous. You are too grown and you are way too poised. At least I would have thought you would be to be doing this mess.
She's
Like,
doing
I
it
don't.
for TV. Zoe's siblings are all required by the parent to go to school to get educated. And to be educated does help you sometimes to behave in a way that's more astute. This girl knows better in her behavior, and I don't care to have her on the show, but we're going to have to keep seeing her. Zoe, that man gave you a place to live when nobody else would. That's all I'm saying. Stop tugging his part around. Be with him or don't. But don't be on here questioning if you actually want to marry him, having people take time out their day to watch you try on dresses that you can't fit into just for you to not know if you want to be with him. Stop wasting everybody's time. Just keep it a buck. I feel like a piece of it also with Zoe. I feel like she wants to show that she can have a man or something. Maybe because she's plus size, because she seemed to have been bothered by that. But I don't know. I'd rather see Zoe doing music. That's what I'll say. Um, Amara, why the hell are you in full makeup learning how to swim with a wig? What happened to the Amara that we thought we knew? Girl, you could that would have been the perfect time to show the damn fro. Now, Amara comes to learn how to swim in full makeup and in a swimsuit that looks she got it pulled down when she could zip that whole water suit up, but she chose to leave it down. She's trying to do whatever she can, I think, to get Marlon interested in her, and it just disgusts me. She claims she's not attracted to Marlon while learning how to swim, but says that he has qualities that she likes, such as being a devoted father. And this is why Amara may never find the person for her, because devoted fathers are going to, at the very least, if they are cheating, make sure that the shit is not on camera, make sure they're not making an entire fool of the wife, and is going to do what they have to do. Marlon is being a devoted father because he's trying to win the child back, which we'll discuss later. I'm not going to spend time on Amara and Marlon because I'm not going to be okay with it. I'm going to get James's opinion and then we will move forward. But Amara, first you act like you ain't got AAA and can't afford it. It's only $100 for the year. Then you act like you couldn't go to a swim school. You went to a public pool to have somebody else's man teach you to swim. You probably could have made a friend and had somebody teach you there. Hell, I'm just done with it. James, go ahead.
It's just so interesting to me when she says the quality that she likes in him is that he's, one of them being he's a devoted father. And it's like, To me, that shouldn't be a quality that you like. That should be automatic if he has children.
Thank you.
Like, he should automatically be a great father. And yes, you can like it, but at the same time, that shouldn't be the major thing that you should like. We're talking
It
about
seemed like
characteristics.
Amara's baby daddy want to be a devoted father, but she intentionally got pregnant and had these babies in a country separate from his. And I'm just saying,
Well,
Amara's
no, it's just that, yeah, a man could be a devoted father, but that doesn't mean he's going to treat you well. Like, what are the characteristics he should have? Like, one, he should be faithful, right? Because at this point, him entertaining you is a step bounce of cheating on his wife.
yep.
So he should be faithful, right? He should be loyal. Loyal means that you don't go sleep with your wife's sister and her girlfriends. But is that a quality that you like, Amara, or not? Like, to me, her logic is wrong of what she needs in a man and what she should require for him to do. That's her logic is wrong. And if she continues to go down this spiral path, she's gonna continue to just always be a fool. And as I
Amara,
said,
at
apple
this
don't fall far from the tree, as we saw her upbringing.
I just don't want her to be on the show no more. She lied to us about the shit with Safari. She lied to us about what was really going on with MJ. I'm tired of it. Like
We didn't
Amara
have a
said
lot
so
about this shit
much.
about Safari. We knew that shit wasn't real. Like, come on,
We
Amara,
did,
come on.
but she tends to get in bad relationships and then try to blame it all for the show or say she lied. Like Amara should not be on this show. She can't interact with half of the cast. She doesn't give us much. We hardly ever get to see her with the twins and raising them. I don't care anymore. And she seems to be successful in the Spanish speaking TV. She don't need the show. So we don't really need her here. I feel like they're just keeping her here because she's an original cast member and they know Trina has never given nothing. Now, Hot Topic is the next scene we see. Hot Topic is talking crap. We get to Trina's stupid ass, whatever the hell event that she's only throwing because her marriage was leaked. Would you have thrown this event, Trina, for your family if your marriage wasn't leaked and you didn't have to apologize?
Nope.
Now we see how many yes men Trina has around her.
Hmm.
People just saying yes so they could get a free plate of food and come and be a part of her entourage. No. Now, Hot Topic is Trina kicked me out of her circle. Even though I don't like the way Trina moves on this show, Hot Topic, in my opinion, kicked herself out of Trina's circle. If somebody is your friend, even when you are not good with them or feel that they move funny or change up on you, two wrongs have never made a right. Fire with fire has never put out a fire. You are just spreading the issue. So to me, Hot Topic, stop trying to act like a victim. You're not a victim. That's how I feel with her. But at this little event, I did notice though, Hot Topic ain't told no lies, and I think she knows more than she's saying on camera. I think she knows him. And we'll get to that because none of Swerve's friends or family were at this hello, we're married and announcing at dinner, which is very strange. Which is very strange. And they
You better
ain't
say
been
that,
together
friend.
long enough for the family to have beef. And he seemed to know all of her family. Why can't she know any of his family? We didn't see his mama. We didn't see a cousin. We didn't see an auntie. We didn't see a partner, a homie, a best friend, a colleague. We ain't seen nothing. And I still haven't seen his pet check stub. Now, this man decided to grab the microphone and speak about his love for Trina and said the phoniest, fakest, simplest shit. And when he said it, his eyes was rolling to the back of his neck. I noticed that when he was had his glasses on speaking, he could barely get the words out. This man is so high off of whatever lean he's sipping or it because we don't do that to y'all. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I smoke every day. You don't do that too. Okay. This man needs to get to rehab and not publicly speak. Trina, if you're going to marry a man that's not smart, not attractive, is unemployed, and has nothing to offer, then the best thing you could do is let him be quiet and you keep him on your arm the same way that men keep women on their arms sometimes that don't do nothing. He has nothing to offer and should have never spoke. And now I know why he can't rap because he can't even fucking talk. I don't know why she would allow him to get up on that microphone. And it looks like you married a drug addict. I'm sorry. I'm saying what I say. I work in the Tenderloin in San Francisco. Y'all can YouTube it. He reminds me of the crackheads I see on the street walking from BART to work. I'm just keeping it a buck. But Hot Topic is approached by Trina, who just says that they're going to talk another time. Trina, I'm gonna let James comment on all that happened with that
Why
scene.
another time? I mean, at the end of the day, you're on TV. If this was really an intimate matter, you wouldn't have it on TV.
Thank you.
So why wait for another time? This is space and opportunity. No, you need to confront her now. Why would you do this? Like, come on, like, and for what? When I'm your people's, like,
Thank
that don't make no sense to me. And another thing about this man, Trina, just say you married this man for sex and that's it. Because I don't bit more believe that a normal conversation with you two is behoove of either one of your characters. It
you. Yeah.
seems like y'all are the most opposite that can be of opposite. And this goes to show you what Trina really likes. But I feel like, so I've known women who've married men for sex. I've known them. Does the marriage always
You
last?
already gaining weight, and
Yeah, we
ain't
can.
no pregnancy announcement come out. So I hope you get that in order because he seemed like the type where once you not wealthy or extra attractive, like he will go skipping to his loo
No,
elsewhere.
he do give me the type that once a woman get pregnant, like I feel like that. I said that about Kenya Moore's husband, the ex
Mm.
husband. I said that about him. I said I feel like after she had that baby, that's when he stopped being attracted to her. That's when he stopped. Because I know men like that too, and it's the weirdest shit to me. I have never heard of that in my life. Like I knew, I worked with him. He said that like the moment his girlfriend got pregnant, he like didn't want to touch her anymore.
Yeah. The
And I was
thing with
like, okay,
Trina
really?
is she definitely, I don't think she's healed from losing her mom. She was very close to her. But this is why I always say sometimes to be too close to your parents can be a blessing, but also a curse. I think she should take the time to go into therapy and ask herself. And I hope that a good counselor asks her this. How do you think your mom would feel about your relationship now? Because I feel like her mom would have something to say based on how she described her. But I don't see it for Swerve and Trina. I just don't. I feel like they'll stay together to stay together, but I don't think they actually. He's using her, and anybody could see it. But okay, Trina, do you, boo? You feel like you eating and you look great, but you look stupid. Now, we did see Marlon claim that Amara, who his wife's enemy, who he has a secret friendship, which is a secret relationship with, he feels as though she has inspired him to win back Flo. I thought you was already at working to win back Flo. So how are you now inspired to win back somebody that you say that you was already working towards being back with? Did anyone else catch that? Or was it just me? Because I'm
No,
like,
we caught it because Martin's full of shit. We caught it. It's just like, oh, so now you inspired to win back Flo, but were you inspired when you slept with her sister? Were you inspired to win her back then? Were you inspired when you were sitting there throwing all these things in her face like that? Were you inspired then? Even though Flo is crazy and on some bullshit, she don't deserve none of that.
yeah,
So
I agree. I agree. Flo is crazy, but when we met Flo, she was just trying to be the queen of Kumpa and introduce her family. And Haitians in her culture, they are very, very proud of marriage and children and family. Her success is wonderful. But where we started to not like Flo is because of how she deals with this man. So I don't take him seriously. So he goes to Flo, brings her this weak ass picture of what they used to look like before their surgery and the fake hairlines. And it she basically throws the picture and stomps at it on the ground. You made another child of me. You slept with my sister. You did all of these things, and you're still making excuses. He tried to say that because she dated Claudia and he forgave her for that, that everything should be okay. But why did she get with Claudia? Because of all that you've done. Until this man understands that he has done the worst of the worst that most real women, the women that are worth it, good women would never accept. Women who are secure in themselves would never accept him and would have been divorced faster than you could fucking say divorce or spell it. But he doesn't get that, and I think that's why he keeps going back to Flo because it's clear he don't want her. I'm not spending too much time on these people because they're a waste of my time. I'm keeping it real. But Flo claims that she says to him, "I'm going to finalize my divorce from you." Girl, go file first. File.
Flo, stop playing with us. You know damn well you're not leaving this man. Come on.
Right.
Anybody with two eyes, two ears, a mouth, and some lips can see that clearly you ain't leaving this man. Because if you wanted to leave him, you would have been gone. The
You had every
disrespect
reason.
alone would have had me out the door. But the fact that you still entertaining this shit makes me really believe that you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. And Marlon, to win your wife back is not to just remind her of a memory. You erase those memories through behavior.
No, it just no reminding her of a memory is gonna remind her of the infidelities.
Thank you. He
So
doesn't
it's
think
like,
about
well, yeah. No, he don't think like that because the problem is because the reason why he don't think like that is because Marlon doesn't think he did anything wrong. Because
mm,
for however long he's been cheating on Flo, she's accepted it to some degree.
she has. I
Even
think she's
Jael.
shown.
So it's like, no, I don't believe he thinks he did anything wrong.
He's slow. Everybody's slow in their family, though, honestly. But Estelita is opening a lash company. We don't want Estelita, okay? It's never going to be cute to say that you went from selling pussy to lashes. It's nothing special to sell lashes. Everybody got a hair company, a lash company. Everybody's doing it. You're not doing anything that is special. Um, I don't know, but I just cannot
I
respect
feel
that.
like she has so much more to offer
No,
than
she's
this.
never had anything to offer. That's the great value, Jocelyn.
No, I'm just saying, like, how you get a man to buy you a whole condo in Miami? You need to expose that. Expose the prostitute or the hoeing or allegedly whatever she does. I would rather much see that
Yeah,
than to see
Estelita,
the
I don't
last
really
one.
care to wear lashes.
Yeah, I don't really care. I want you to show us how you get a high rise or whatever you got in Miami. I want you to show us how you get that stuff.
Yeah,
We asked, and don't y'all don't get in these comments saying James that's wrong. No, we asked Marlo the same thing. How you do it?
it's just I don't take her seriously as a businesswoman, and not because she's a former prostitute, but she ain't really done shit with love since being on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta that anyone can remember, and now she's being forced on us on this show. Now,
Right.
then she's also always in somebody else's business because she reached out to Zoe's friend Kiki about the comment that Kiki made at the bridal shower about Zoe not really wanting to fully be with Kelvin and not thinking he's for her and all these things. Estelita, why are you in everybody else's business but don't want to show yours? And Estelita tells this girl the reason she felt that Kiki was wrong for mentioning, you know, that she doesn't feel Kelvin is right for Zoe. She also tells Kiki that it made her not trust Kiki. Well, who cares? Bitch, that ain't your friend. That's Zoe's friend. You know how many friends James got that I've never met? You know how many people I know? Best friends that James has never met? And we knew each other before we was out of high school. So, you know, people have to understand your friends gonna have their friends, and you're not always gonna be able to blend and mesh your friend groups, and
Well,
that's okay.
and then the thing about it is that the friend didn't really say anything that I felt was like
She kept
this
it real.
total, like, yeah, it wasn't like this total sabotage of the relationship. She gave her opinion, which as a friend, you should be able to. I've had many friends that tell me my ex was not for me. And I'm like, well, I have to see it for myself. But I respect your opinion. It's not Mrs. Best is not gonna go, oh, well, I think you was fake. No, she's gonna let people have entitled to their opinions because that's exactly what it is. It's an opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it better. I
Yeah.
agree with
So
that.
it
That's
was
just
so
the way
so
it
it
is.
was stupid of her to even want to confront that lady over what exactly.
This isn't your friend. You don't know her. You invited her to your event. I don't understand it. So Kiki realizes the bullshit coming from Estelita, and I loved how calm she was. And I think more people on reality TV need to understand if people want to see a fight, they'll go to Zeus. But sometimes the best way you could shut somebody down is to say very little and excuse yourself. And Kiki said, "Why don't you get back to your shoot?" And then got ready to leave. And of course, Estelita decides to call her broke. Kiki leaves. Estelita, again, I'd like to remind you, you are the great value, Jocelyn. Okay, we don't want you here. We don't know you. We don't know what your talent is or any of
She
that.
ain't even the great value of Jocelyn. That's the Kroger Jocelyn. That's some shit that don't even exist. Hell, that's the Dollar Tree like
Damn.
Jocelyn. Like, no shade to her. I mean, do what you do, but it's like
She hasn't shown
you have to
us
understand.
anything.
You came on the show through Stevie J, who he was trying to find him another Jocelyn.
Yep.
Like, let's not
Killed
forget
it.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you put yourself in a situation where people you're only relevant based on looks that you had to buy. What do you expect? So I don't know, Estelita, I'm getting tired of seeing you like I'm gonna fight for my friends. To be friends with somebody don't mean that you gotta fight their battles. Like that's just not the
and then y'all
case.
don't even really know each other. So it's like, what are you fighting for? You don't even know that
Stupid.
lady. You just
She
met
just
this
is
lady
trying to
last week.
find. I think Estelita just wants to be a full-time cast member, and I don't think it'll ever happen because she gives nothing. Now, we see Shay and Fabo meet with Marcus. In my opinion, this relationship is done, y'all. Fabo is never going to be accountable or faithful. Shay has known that for over 10 years. She says she dealt with this man on and off for 11 years ago. I believe Shay is slow, and Shay doesn't realize that Fabo is doing what he's been allowed to do the entire time that they have known each other, which is be okay, get toxic, go date and make other babies with people and come back. Now, I'm sick of Shay and her hollering, but some interesting things did come out of this meeting with Shay, Marcus, and Fabian. I'm only going to go over those points because Shay will have us talking about the same shit week after week after week after week, and I don't have time for that, okay? I just got off work. I'm not in the mood to deal with Shay and her dumbness. Now, basically, one of the things that was relevant is Fabo did admit that he was in a relationship with somebody else when he first met Shay and started dealing with Shay. He says that he was in a relationship with someone else. This is someone he has kids with in Milwaukee when he met Shay. They dealt with each other on and off for years, but he admitted that the other lady was the one who was actually a girlfriend, fiance, whatever, that he was in a relationship with, and he cheated on her with Shay. So Shay, you've always been a side chick in this relationship. And now I think she has known that. And I think that's why she kept him private and in the back while dating other people on this show for years and years, because she knows that we would say that she's a side chick. And now it makes sense why so many people who got into it with her remind her of that. Now, she's clearly used to having sister wives. She misses her sister circle, like on Flavor of Love. I think that's what it is. Now, Shay learned and that he has 2 additional kids, I guess, that we didn't know about that were 16 years old. So he got kids from here to Jamaica and probably some in other places too that she doesn't know about. Just reckless and irresponsible. Men like him, in my opinion, should be chemically castrated, because what the fuck are you doing, sir? It's not cute. It's not funny. And he's not that attractive for all these women to just be spreading it low and letting him let himself off up in him. Now, in addition to that, Fabo claims that he told Shay that he don't even want her. And he says often to her, he says that he tells her often that he does not actively want to be with her, and that she wants him to stay so that she can have somebody on the show, and because she wants more kids. And she probably wants her kids to be by the same dad. Let me tell y'all a secret. If you want your kids to be by the same man, at the very least, wait till you're married and then have them. It's not all about being holy and getting into the pearly gates of heaven and whatever other biblical or religious, it's not about that. It's not about how people are going to judge you and view you. It's at the very least, if a person can commit to you, then they can commit to something that grows inside of you and will come out of you. There's a higher chance. Just saying. Shay, Fabo kind of told on her this time. He still ain't shit, y'all, but he basically told Shay has known what was going on and still chose to get on the ride. And now she is crying because she's not getting her way. Because I think in Shay's mind, she may have felt like, I'm the one that has fame. I'm the one that has more money, because she makes more than the average person. That is a fact. And I feel like Fabo, I can't with Shay James. I just don't feel bad for her. Now, he also admits again that Shay was a side chick. And this is where Marcus actually said something that was smart, because Shay was just trying to holler and holler and holler. And Marcus, Dr. Black, who was there, is like, you get the opportunity to speak. And every time he speaks, you interrupt. Every time I speak, you interrupt. And Marcus asked her, like, what do you want out of this? And she got quiet. She didn't answer the question. Shay be knowing that she's wrong. And it's the same thing that happened with the Yanla that happened with Marcus. Except Marcus was smart and just sat there and let her holler and do all of that. Okay, Iyanla got sick of Shay, called her bullshit, and went to the bush and wept. Now, but essentially, at what point, Shay, do you see that you were the problem? You chose to be with a man who was unavailable. You chose to have a baby with the man and to have unprotected sex and put yourself at risk of pregnancy with the man who was unavailable. You chose to do all of these things with the man that you do not know. And now you're trying to say that because you two both look good, that that's supposed to be respected. To any woman out there, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, I really hope that you learn to love yourself and to recognize and hear the things that people say to you. Not in a way that's going to make you feel less about yourself, but in a way that's going to help you grow and start to be able to look at yourself from the outside looking in. Shay is the example of what a woman should not be through and through, in my opinion. The bitch ain't got no, she can't hold her temper. She pick unavailable men. She expects the rest of us to feel sorry for her. And at this point, she only got a job because of where she owns her own company and she's on TV. No one else would deal with her in the real world. No one will put up with that. So that's how I feel about Shay. I'll let James comment on that stupid scene.
No, baby, that was a read you gave her. I'm sorry, I can't even top that. Not even if I try, because woo, dang. But no, I just felt like we all knew this. Everything that he was saying, we all knew this, except for, well, no, he said he had, no, they said there was like maybe 8 to 10 children.
Yeah.
So no, we knew he had some more kids, and we knew that the potential they could have been older. So no, and then but as much as I want to blame Shay, I want to say, well, then, dude, if you didn't want to be with her, and if you didn't want to do all of this, and if she needed you for the show, then why would you agree to it?
He's the type of man that's gonna use a woman for whatever he can get. That's why the Tesla allegedly came from his woman. Fabo gives the energy that gets with women who have more than him so he could be okay. I don't want people to think I'm just coming for Shay and not Fabo because he ain't shit, but she knew better, knew about all that
No,
he had.
no, I'm not going. Listen, I expect this out of her. This I expect, and that's a damn shame that I have to expect this. But my thing is this: when he's telling her these things, and when he's saying this out loud, it's like you have to think, and that's probably what you said. He just want a woman to take care of him, and want women with money to, constantly splurge. Because what does he do for a living again? Do we know?
Exactly. We ain't seen a pace.
So we ain't seen a page stub, we ain't seen a business plan, we ain't seen nothing. So what does he do exactly? So that's why I'm saying, like, obviously you're here because you want to, for whatever reason, capitalize on this moment that she's on public television, on a reality TV show that's on a major network. So you obviously wanted to be here for the reaps and the benefits. So it's like, I wish he would have just came forward and said that versus making her look like something we already know she is. Because at some point you agreed to do it with her.
Shay knew what she
So
was getting from the jump. At least the other women may not have known. Shay knew what she was getting from him, and he kept saying that he maintained it, and she did not deny it. I can't respect it. You know better. You chose this. Now you want the rest of the world to feel sorry for you because you're going through what everybody warned you about.
I'm
And
sorry, and yeah, and if she does, man, we don't feel sorry for you because you
only,
continue to do this. You
only your
continue
mama
to,
gonna forgive you, Shay. Nobody
right.
else will feel
Yeah,
sorry.
because first of all, you've been doing this since the early 2000s. So we don't feel sorry for you. At some point, we would think you would actually do the mental health awareness and get yourself together by the time you was in your 40s, but you can't even do that.
Shay is proof that you can get your body in order and you can be healthy with your food choices and your exercise choices. But if your mind is not healthy, then none of that matters. She really needs to figure it out. But I do wish her the best. She's getting old, and
And this is
I
getting old.
she's getting old, and it's unfortunate her daughter is going to have to watch this, and the likelihood of the cycle repeating is very high considering how this child was conceived and with the parents that she has. So let's pray that, Shajaya doesn't end up like her parents. I know that sounds harsh, but
No, that's
hope
not
that
harsh
she
to me
becomes
because
better.
when you look at the situation and the circumstances, that baby's gonna be well kept. But the mental capacity of her mom and the neglectfulness of her father, it's like I don't see. I just hope they don't raise her in this toxicity. I just hope they don't
How
do
will
that.
she even get to know all them damn siblings? That's all I'm gonna say. Moving
Right, that's
on,
gonna be another,
y'all.
and that's gonna be another issue when she get older because they're gonna see this and be jealous. So you know how
People
that
don't
shit
think
goes.
about that. Like,
They don't.
people don't think about that. People need to be more responsible having babies. It's just a fact. Now, the last thing we see in this episode, y'all, is Big D's birthday party. Everybody's there. Trina feels as though this is the place to discuss the issue with Hot Topic. So Trina feels like she can ruin someone else's event discussing an issue, but she don't
Mhm.
want hers ruined. Selfish bitch. I can't stand it, but I'm still listening to her music. Now, Trina and Hot Topic talk, and this is where Hot Topic mentions that she reached out to Swerve's alleged baby mama. And Trina tries to say that this is alleged, not confirmed. I'm going to say it on my channel because I am in the process actively, finally, with YouTube. And thank you to all of you of monetizing. I will be monetized. I didn't realize the application process took a while. It's like an actual interview process, but I am qualified for that. So I'm trying to behave and not get into too much issues. But the baby mama Trina says is alleged. But Trina doesn't seem to have any interest in the first thing I would say if my man was in that situation, babe, just take the test. I'll pay for it. Trina doesn't say that to get rid of it. Then it's like, now what you got to say? Instead, he's like, why you keep speaking on me? He finally learned how to talk. And this is where Trina says that she is aware of this alleged baby mama. And Trina makes the stupid mistake to show that she's a trick and okay with being used by saying that her attorney is going to pay to figure out this issue for Swerve.
Just what
Talking
I thought.
about what happened before her is the past and doesn't impact you. Trina,
Then
you're
what are you
ignorant.
paying? Then what are you paying for then? That when she said that shit.
But separate from that, it shows that she is not a mom and doesn't have an empathetic bone in her body. Because how can you hear from a woman, I'm struggling, this is my child's father? This woman says she's been trying to get to him. You've known about her, but instead you want to keep that on the low and not film it, and you want your attorneys to make it go away. I want the paternity of that child to be figured out, because now I'm starting to think that that is his child, and Trina don't want it to be confirmed. So she's going to take him with her everywhere so that there's always security and press and people around so that nothing gets done. But Trina tries to say she wants the cameras cut when Hot Topic insists on talking about it, but the cameras kept rolling and I was glad. I'm not going to comment too much on this. I want a DNA test taken. I'm losing respect for Trina as a woman. I don't have to be a mom to, if I dated someone and there's a baby, like if someone was like, oh, Amina, your husband, he might be the baby father of my child, I'll go the fuck off on him, yes. But trust and believe one of the first things that's going to be done is that test's going to be taken to find out if that's his baby or not. Why would you not want to know? Because you can't say that when it comes to a life, Trina. If your husband is the father of that child, then you are that child's stepmother. Why are you trying to avoid that? You're not going to find your perfect ending where you're the first baby mama of this man. I believe he got a baby running around somewhere because he seemed like the type to sip too much lean, lay down, let his tillywhacker come alive, and chicks can do whatever to him. That's just what he gives. So I don't know. I don't respect Trina for that. Hot Topic is wrong, though. You don't need to be in people's business calling them out publicly. If you got an issue with your friend, talk to your friend, not the press and everybody else. But this man is clearly a red flag. But we know that Trina date like a 12-year-old that's on drugs. We know that. So that's what I have to say on it. James Jackson.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless because I'm trying to figure out why are you paying your money for some shit he need to take care of?
Thank you.
And if it's
It
not
happened
his
before him.
child,
Let him pay.
yeah, let him pay. Exactly. Because what are you doing? And then another thing, if it is his baby, then what does that mean now? Like, what is that? Because that lady's not asking for anything. She just wants the right responsibility to be taken into action when it comes to the baby. She didn't make the baby by herself. She didn't climb on top of herself and get pregnant. So she said, this man is her baby's father. And you know what? Take the DNA test, like Mrs. Best said. And let's see if it is. And if it is, Trina, what happens then? What your lawyer going to do then?
Listen,
I hope that 5,000 or whatever you paid for that is worth it.
We saw Sierra Gates use the contracts that come with this show to be able to serve Eric. So I feel like at the same time, I feel like there may be some lies coming from the potential baby mama as well. Because I don't believe that she just been trying to chase him down for this long. If you know this man's first and last name, and you know that he's on a public platform and know the places that he be at, then find a way to serve him. I feel like that is possible. I don't think he doesn't seem smart or quick enough to just be ducking and diving a process server. You know, he just doesn't to me. But then again, we don't know nothing
No, it's
about him.
Miami. They work a little differently down there. No, he could go into hiding for a long time and not come out.
Child.
We only met him last season, so I mean, and I feel like that was the operative time for her to say, "Oh, there he is, got him." You know,
This
so
lady, I feel like she could have found a way to contact this man during that time,
yeah,
especially if everyone's
probably
saying, if you could say out your mouth, this alleged baby mama, he was hanging out at this hot dog stand stalking her, then you knew that he was at that hot dog stand and you
right.
could have
That's
told
true.
the sheriff or
Yeah,
somebody to come
yeah. She
find
could have
him.
pulled up, and be like, "Hey."
But the concern that I have on Trina's part is the best way to nip it in the bud. Confront the girl, ask for a test, refuse to talk about anything further. If she's not willing to take the test right then and there with cameras present, then she bullshitting. But I just don't like the way Trina is moving about it. She should handle it differently as a wife. But it's her first time being a wife, and she became one foolishly. So
I
we
feel like
will
she shouldn't be
see.
handling it all. I feel like she should be giving it to that husband, tell him to figure it the fuck out. But hey,
You got all these attorneys and stuff. I highly doubt Trina's attorney would do anything legally with this girl without asking for a DNA test, because they go to court and the attorney could be as powerful as he wants to be. But the judge is going to say, well, if she's saying she slept with him, then we need to let's first do the DNA. So, Trina, get it figured out. That's all I'm going to say. I want a yes or no on paternity. And it is possible, since you're going to be paying for it anyway, because this man ain't got no job, don't do shit, and can't rap, so his career won't go nowhere. So, I mean, hey. But that's it, y'all, for this recap of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Episode was titled Breaking Point, Season 6, Episode 5. I genuinely appreciate all of you guys. I'm finally eligible to monetize on YouTube. I've been monetized on other social media, but YouTube is a little harder to work at. I genuinely appreciate everyone who has shown support to my channel, to James's channel. You guys really do mean the world. And Thug Life. We will be back again tomorrow to go over The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with James. So I look forward to discussing that because I love that show. Also, PSA, I will be changing up my live schedule a little bit just because I am in the process of moving. So, at some point, I'm not sure when. It really depends on my damn internet provider. And in the Bay Area, it could go anywhere. But as soon as I have internet up and running in my new place, I will be back to being live. So just letting everybody know that. Other than that, I appreciate y'all. I will see you on the next one. I appreciate you, James, and I hope you have the best shift at work.
yes, please pray for me. Thank you. See you guys later.
Good night, everybody.